Hello everybody, it is Mike Levin and I'm putting up a zip line. And so you'll see a variety of apparatus here that I have mostly gotten off of Amazon, including the zip line itself and its cable. But you'll see that there's actually two cables side by side. Starting from about here, this is where the main cable comes in, and then this cable gripper is actually holding it, and this one that has a little bit of slack here is the actual zipline cable. This other cable going from the cable gripper, which is actually held here through this eye hole piece, to this hook that goes to this piece here. It's a cable puller or come along. And I've been researching this and watching all the cool videos on the internet. This is very related to ratchet straps and stuff. They all use the same basic mechanism. And you know, they're finger killers, these gears in here. After this tension is in here, the idea is that I use this tensioner here to put tension into this line. Now I'm going to be releasing that tension, transferring the tension to this line. There will be a little more slack overall than is in here now because I'm going from one line to the other. But none of the videos on the internet, on YouTube, have actually been sufficient to show how to do this sanely and safely. Suffice to say that the entire process to get to here has gone smoothly and flawlessly. The mechanism gripping the cable is actually on the other side. You can't see that there. This strange brake thing here, or spring, is actually the brake for the zip line. So that's got to be about 2 feet above the tallest person so that, you know, you land on the ground. Now, the trick of releasing the tension is to do this without killing your fingers or otherwise hospital visit. The magic piece is this spring here switches from one side to the other, which you'll see now. Those gripper teeth going into the gears are no longer engaged. It's just sort of flopping here. Now, I have never done this before. This is, in fact, my first time, and I have watched the instructions quite a bit to get to this point here. And I know that as opposed to going like this, which put the tension in, I am supposed to be able to release the tension now, one click at a time. Once I change that spring, I overextend it to one side. I thought it was that side. It might be this one. And I should be able to release the tension one click at a time. And I think that was the only lever I had to operate on. There's the click. And indeed, I felt a bit of tension come out. So as opposed to this insane process that you're warned against, a blood blister maker and all this stuff you hear about, if you go slow and you do your research and you use the tools properly, you can release the tension from a come along or a cable puller, one click at a time. You see that? And eventually now, that'll be transferring the tension from itself over to the other cable. Let me get on this side here so that I can go a little more smoothly. I am going the right direction, aren't I? Yeah, I guess it becomes a little harder to release the tension. Or not. It's a matter of technique, I see. And I do have to say, I had generally gone with the less expensive products recommended by Amazon, but still less expensive. The cable puller here, let's see if I can read that. 2-ton tensor, no, that's not the brand, distributed by Tourin Company. So this is like approximately a $30 tool off of Amazon. And there are higher end ones, name brands, but This is what was recommended by Amazon and cheapest. So sometimes it's interesting to see how that works out. And you know, I can also do some checking here. I can feel a tremendous amount more tension now in this one. And I think I should probably take out the slack here, but I'm not going to make you watch that in the video. There are 3 separate U-bolts that are holding this thing around the tree, this little bit of rubber tubing to protect the tree. And again, this is the main zip line, and this is sort of a belt, a 3,500 pound rated belt hooked to this cable here, which is part of the cable puller or come along. And then on the other side, it just has a short hook going out, which I put on the cable gripper device. So I can see we're really close here. I need to be able to push up now to get these final tension release. But that tremendous amount of tension that was in the cable just really isn't the issue anymore, because there's almost too much slack in this lower portion now to do these releases. Maybe that's a sign it's done. Yeah, that's slack in there. I unhook it by hand and voila! I hope to have provided one of the best demonstrations on the internet about these separate pieces that you buy together to do a job like this. I have successfully tensioned the Zipline far, far better than I could have done by hand. I know because I tried. And yeah, that's it. It's a 100-foot Zipline off of Amazon for like $100, and then probably about another $100 over again on the various cable gripping and pulling tools and belts that are necessary to do that little trick you saw demonstrated. Ta-da! Thanks for joining me. Hope to see you again soon, and don't forget to subscribe.